Welcome back, everyone, and I'm here again with Ross Benjamin, SBR contributor, and this morning we're going to give you a quick pitching report for a couple of games. But first off, how you doing today, Ross?
I'm doing very well. How about yourself, Dax?
I'm doing fantastic. Football's around the corner, but let's take a look at some baseball, see if we can make some extra bucks. Right now, we're going to take a look at the pitchers for the Rays and the Orioles. And right now, we can start talking about Jeremy Hellickson for the Rays. I mean, he's been pretty good over his last 4 starts. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he's in very good form in those 4 starts. He posted a stellar 2.22 ERA and 0.78 WHIP, a better than 5-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. I would say that qualifies as very good form. The Rays hurler has also seen 20 of his last 25 starts go under the total during the past 3 seasons when the total is either 8 or 8.5. I would be remiss, though, Dax, if I didn't mention his struggles against the Orioles in 2013. In 4 starts versus Baltimore last season, he posted a lofty 6.29 ERA, but somehow he managed to go 3-1 against the money in those games.
All right, now let's focus our attention to the other side with the starter for the Orioles, Bud Norris. Now, he's been solid in his latest 9 starts in Camden Yard, but his numbers aren't looking as good as Hellickson's. So could you fill us in a little bit on him?
Well, yeah, Bud Norris, like you just alluded to, in his last 9 starts at Camden Yards, he's posted pretty good 2.86 ERA. Norris has also gone a terrific 8-1 against the money when facing a division opponent this season. And the the Orioles have won those games by an average of 3.5 runs per contest. So his 2 career starts versus the Rays both occurred since 2013, and each game went under the total. And during those 2 games, he posted a sparkling 2.13 ERA. You're right, his numbers aren't as good as Hellickson, but in this particular situation he's lined up today, he matches up pretty well.
Right now, I really couldn't pick up anything from what we got because it sounds like it was a pretty tough decision here. Now, are we going to be looking at an edge on a pitcher particularly, or should we look somewhere else?
Well, I think I steered you guys in the right direction when I finished off the last segment there with Bud Norris. Bottom line is I can't give either one of these guys the advantage over the other. And considering that neither one of these teams right now, Dex, are tearing the cover off the ball, and the home and away splits of both of these pitchers very impressive, I'm going to have the smallest of leans on this game to play on the low-scoring side. I'm going to lean toward making a wager on the under in this contest.
All right, good stuff, my man. Now let's move over to the other game between the A's and the Angels. And let's start talking about Sonny Gray for the A's. Now, Ross, my question here is, do you think that this young pitcher might have hit the proverbial wall that a lot of youngsters do at this time of the year?
I think the jury is still out, but I think that that's something we must keep in mind. I mean, if you look at this guy, he's had a terrific year all season long. And then lately, he's been a bit on the shaky side, specifically in his last 4 starts where he's posted a 5.40 ERA and a 1.60 WHIP. Based on those numbers alone, Dax, I'm a little bit leery with Gray, and I'm going to keep an eye on him to see, like you just alluded to astutely, young pitchers such as these, sometimes they hit that proverbial wall when it comes to approaching September. The long rigors of the Major League Baseball season just take a toll on them.
Right, no doubt, man. Now, what about C.J. Wilson for the Angels? His numbers indicate that he's been doing pretty decent with a 1.96 ERA in his last 3 starts. But now I read your article, and you did mention how those numbers might be a bit deceiving. Now, can you explain what that meant, please?
Yeah, I mean, he had a 1.96 ERA, but his WHIP was 1.47, which is fairly high. And let's look inside those numbers. He walked 10 men in 18 1/3 innings of work during those 3 start stats. And to me, that's a red flag. This guy's had control issues for quite a while right now. And quite frankly, he was very fortunate to become unscathed in those last 3 starts. We must look at a larger sample size when it comes to the Angels hurler tonight. In his last 9 starts, he has a large 7.31 ERA, a 1.81 WHIP, and he walked 19 men in 40 innings of work. That's definitely a sign of control issues. He's also seen 4 of his last 5 at home go over the total, and he's posted a 7.40 ERA. in those 4 starts.
Wow, those numbers, those huge numbers are never good for any pitcher at all. So in this case, are we going to see a lean on an edge on a pitcher, or are we going to go in another direction?
Yeah, we're going to go in another direction. We're going to look at a total here. I'd have a hard time giving either one of these pitchers a betting edge right now based on what I just spoke about.
Right.
I'm more inclined to call for a high-scoring game here, and I'm going to have a lean toward making a play on going over the total in this game.
All right, Ross, once again, thank you very much for your valuable insights, and football's here, so can't wait to talk to you again tomorrow.
I look forward to it, Dex. You have a great day.
You too, and everybody that's watching us as well. And for sportsbookreview.com, this is Dax Floyd.